Hi, I'm Ren, and in this video I'll be upgrading every part of my base, ranging from a tree farm to a custom nether portal in the sky in my Minecraft hardcore world. I decided to do this because during the last episode, I almost died and would have been absolutely devastated if this series ended there. This is because I feel like the world is unfinished due to incomplete builds, and I'm not going to stop improving my base until I'm done every last one. That way, when the world does come to an end, I can be happy with my base and the progress I've made up until that point. And after an additional 100 Minecraft days, I'm proud to say I've done just that. So, I started this list of tasks with the one needing the most attention first. I started with clearing out all the sugarcane from the river. Afterwards, I went ahead and chose a spot for the sugarcane farm. And I think here looks like a good spot. Now to clear up some land. Alright, this is taking a little bit too long. I'm just gonna go and grab some TNT. I don't want to blow up too much, so I'll just place a few to start. There we go. It's a little more like it. I'd like a little bit of an entrance, so I'm just gonna fill in the front here with some stone. And to clear up the front so we can start placing the schematic and move down a bit. Right there looks good. I then went ahead and mined out the entire area. I wanted the farm to be hidden, which is why we're doing it in the cliffside. Now that we have the entire area mined out, it's time to gather the materials for the sugarcane farm, which I have in my bottom right-hand corner of my screen. And then I'll start from the very top and then work my way down the material list until we got everything. Starting with 602 oak leaves. Bro, this forest is starting to look like Cam 18 and Herobrine went through it. Yeah, I almost have enough leaves. Next on the list, we have deep slate. And now to craft these up into the deep slate tiles. There we go. And now to head back to our project site to get some sugarcane and the stone brick. There we go. And now back to the caves for some redstone. And now for some glowstone, so bats don't spawn in the farm. All right, now they've got the glowstone, it's time to get some mud. That is lost mud. I then went ahead and chopped down one of the large spruce trees by my base. I then used the wood from the tree combined with the iron from the iron farm to make the pistons. Used the leftover wood to make the slabs, and grabbed a few stacks of rails from the railway chest on the bridge. I then headed back to the mine to grab some more deep slate, and then went off to Mesa to get the gold for the powered rails. Mesa bombs have lots of gold. I'm just gonna sleep real quick here, and the bed's not here. Actually, it's daytime right away here, so we're fine. I'm looking for a cave entrance. Melon seeds and pumpkin seeds, don't have those yet. Okay, nice. Okay, we need to go deeper to find it. Yeah, I'll just scout the area. After finding where the gold was, I went ahead and gathered it all. From that gold adventure, we got 3 stacks of raw gold ore, some moss blocks, some seeds, and some rails if I need them. All right, now we got all the powered rails, and I used the leftover gold to make some golden apples. I then went ahead and knocked off the last few items off of the list. Some observers, a couple of chests, 1 hopper, a lever, a redstone torch, and 1 comparator, which is our last item on the list. Let's go, material list is all checked off. Alrighty, this is the moment you've been waiting for. And now we can go ahead and build the sugarcane farm. The way this farm works is if daylight detector's on the top. So once it changes to night, the daylight detector notices it, and it harvests all the sugarcane, and then this hopper minecart will come around collecting all the sugarcane. And then once it's done going around, it will deposit the items into the hopper line here and go into the chest. I decided to go with this design instead of this typical one because this one, there's a lot of sugarcane that gets caught on the bottom block and doesn't go into the water stream to be collected, and has a high chance of losing the sugarcane. This farm was made by iCraftMC, and I modified it to fit my needs. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the finished sugarcane farm. I just put stone bricks temporarily as a placeholder, and then while I was streaming, Crimson Suit thought it would be a great idea to add chimneys, so I add some chimneys. The point of the chimneys is so that light can reach the daylight detector so that it activates the redstone, firing off the pistons, harvesting all the sugarcane. I'll just take a look underneath the farm here. And it looks like it's functional. So we can head back over to my base here and check it off the list. Next up on the task board, I decided to clean up the nether portals as there's only 2 items on there. So after heading into the end and mining a stack of obsidian, I went back to the overworld to start with the first portal by clearing out the blocks that I previously placed. After tearing everything down, I flew to a nearby root forest biome to gather some... Alright, dark oak acquired. Let's just see what this looks like. Oh, that might look nice with some spruce. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a really good color combination here. After gathering the additional wood, I headed back to the village to start on the village portal. I found the design for this portal on buildidapp.com and it's called the rustic style nether portal. I modified the design slightly and this is the finished build. Looking fancy here. With the nether portal complete, a viewer suggested that I can make a path from the nether portal to the village, which makes a lot of sense. And I did just that over the next 2 hours. When building this, it got me thinking about why I'm doing all these builds. I've been playing hardcore well before I started this YouTube channel, and the whole point of this channel is to document the progress I've made in my world. Something I learned pretty quick is that I've enjoyed editing more than the game itself, so this video is just catching up on all the projects that are incomplete so I can enjoy Minecraft for what it is, a sandbox game about building. I'm trying a different approach with this video and I feel like it's finally at a more natural balance between enjoying the game and documenting my Minecraft adventures. So far this video has been a lot more enjoyable to both film and edit, at least the portion that I'm doing now. So now when you go into the portal, you turn around and you're greeted with this wonderful path, which was not here before. This is not wood planks. This is an actual path. So yeah, you go up the actual path. There's like lanterns and everything. I put these little glowstone, like little shrubs they usually find jungles into here because it kind of matches with the snow and the aesthetic. We have a little workstation here and a little composter. So we got our villager's workspace, a nice path that goes up, or at least the parts that I care about. So yeah, this goes up to where the villager trades are with our mending guy. I'm gonna clean up this area. I just wanted a path that's clean in order to get here. I'm just gonna pack up my ender chest here and my shulker box. Then we can head over. Hello? Head over to this here. And now we're gonna make this into a nice little island, hopefully. The materials to build this were pretty straightforward. The only items I had to go my way to get was the raw coal and the raw iron. So it looks like the island came out of the ground for added realism. The island was made using a tutorial from Craft Build It, which was very helpful. And the main portal design is based off of the Alinar Nether portal on buildidapp.com. The whole point of this portal is to get to the nether roof in order to access the ghast farm. This looks so nice, dude. Make sure it works still. Let's just not look at the other side of the portal. Let's just focus on the overworld. Oh, I'm so glad. This looks cool, dude. With the portal relayed task complete, I started gathering the materials for an Enderman XP farm. Up until this point, I've been scraping for every ounce of XP I can get my hands on, so it'll finally be nice to have an XP farm to both repair my tools and make new tools for future projects. After gathering everything I needed, I made my way to the end portal. Oh yeah, they went through the portal. Whoa, okay, chillax, dude. After realizing how dangerous it would be if mobs got into the end portal, I reinforced it to reduce the risk. The Enderman farm works best at Y0, so I placed a lava bucket followed by a water bucket to make a column of blocks to make my way down. Let's be careful here. Okay, I'm just gonna place a leaf and go to the water, place another one, and just continue this until I get to the bottom. Then after making a bridge of leaves for 300 blocks, I went ahead and placed down the blueprint so that I could build the farm. I was very careful for the first layer, but after that I made quick work of placing the blocks for the rest of the farm. One last thing that the farm needed was an endermite, so I built this top platform to spawn one in. Afterwards, I made a quick trip to the main end island to get a few stacks of ender pearls. Yeah. Wow! Surely 3 stacks of pearls is enough. With a capital G like that is what we're gonna do. Also need a way to get out if things go south. Alright, this should be plenty safe. Alright, let's spawn in a endermite. Oh, we got one. That happened super quick. We name it Greg first. Into my cart you go. Greg, stop. That's enough, okay? We don't tolerate abuse at this workplace. Now just break some blocks here. All right, so Greg, you're gonna go over this way, and then we're gonna send you, and then you're gonna live in the carpet forever. All right, Greg, come on, move. Greg, remember what I said, Greg? We're just gonna send you down here. All right, you can do a little celebration dance. How you feeling, Greg? All right, now they got Greg in the farm. Let's just get rid of this torch. And Greg, you know what you're gonna do, right? Greg, let's see what you got. Look at all, they all want to see Greg. All right, Greg, my tools are fully paired. I'm just gonna leave you here and I'll let you keep things in charge until I come back. All right, see you, Greg. I can head back to our world and check off the Enderman XP farm. And for the iron farm, I thought I would need to fix it, but there's iron in here and I took all the iron out like a few days ago. I consider the iron farm fixed. Next up on the bucket list was renovating the mining area because OSHA called and said this is not safe at all. The only material I needed was some kelp from the ocean. The kelp is to turn water from a flowing block into a source block, which is needed for a bubble column. Once the drop tubes were set up, I drank a water breathing potion so that I could safely place all the kelp. And for the down tube, I placed a water bucket at the bottom that was held up with a sign. Doing it this way breaks your fall, and you can also walk out of it right away. I tried freehanding the entrance at the top of the mine alongside a path to get to the mining area. However, I don't like how the way this looks. This is just all over the place, dude. It's not worth my time trying to salvage the materials, so I'll just burn it all. Burn it all to the ground. That's what I like to see, dude. The landscape from the mine entrance to the base just felt off, and it didn't feel like a smooth transition. So I started by lowering the surrounding land to sea level and blocking off the original mining entrance. I then followed a tutorial on how to make a mine entrance that I liked the style of, and it seemed to fit into the rest of my world. All right, I came up with the top design, which is this here. And at the bottom, this is what it looks like. I'm fine if this area and here look like a work in progress. I'm just concerned about like the areas leading up to here. I'm gonna go ahead and check off the mine area off our list. I then did a few smaller items around the base to clean things up a little bit. Starting with fixing the flowing pathway to the iron golem farm by filling it with dirt because right now it's floating. I also swapped out the cobblestone slabs for spruce to match in with the rest of the base. I'll eventually end up rebuilding the iron farm, so I just did enough to feel content with the finished result. The second small task was adding chickens to our farming area, so I started by making the cow pen a little bit smaller so that I could use chickens for the other side. Then, after gathering some seeds, I took the chickens that were scattered around the base into their new home. I then made a pathway to the chickens and copied the entry pathway to the cow pen, this little like double gate entrance area. And third was carving out an area for the tree farm. I then decided right here would be a good spot. So I carved out this area for a bit for our lumber needs. I placed coarse dirt to indicate where the trees would go in this little donut shape and added some glass on the 8th block to prevent those massive oak trees from showing up. Once those small tasks were done, I was finally able to start transforming the exterior of my base. I started with marking out 4 reference points for the circle base using polished granite. This circle has a perimeter of 25, and this is the reference picture that I drew for myself to use when making the circle. Once I got near the front of my base, my villagers were in a way, so I couldn't move forward with the transformation quite yet. So I cured the one that turned into a zombie villager and then made a safe area for them underground. I moved them to this temporary home using a minecart rail track. The rail didn't quite match up when I sent them down, so I used a piston for the final home stretch. After cleaning up the mess that I made, I placed all the blocks for the circle base. There was quite a bit of land to clear up. I won't show everything, however the general process was going back a few blocks from the circle marked out on the ground and then having a gradual slant. Here, it was a natural slant going upwards as well as up into the cave. I just ignored the cave below. It's good to have rules when building, such as incorporating the natural landscape, but the best part about those rules is breaking them and learning to be flexible. I don't need to go into that cave because I already have a mining system. This was a very intuitive process. I did my best to blend the already existing terrain with the new terrain, if it wasn't in the way, that is. I found that the circle needed a bit more variation, so I crafted up some stone bricks and placed them around, but not perfectly. That way I can keep the majority of the mobs out. The stone bricks on the outside of the base here fit in pretty well with the rest of the house for my standards. What wasn't up to my standards, however, is this makeshift front foyer section. It's where I temporarily had villagers the past few episodes. The best solution I came up with was to just scrap this section entirely and fill it with dirt, followed by making it blend in with the rest of the landscape. To tie everything together, I finished off by building a pathway between the base and the cow farm since I destroyed the original path to get to the cows. I then finished off the base by adding some stone brick, both to the tree farm to reinforce the sides so that dirt doesn't fall out, and then adding a stone brick siding going straight up to the main base for the main entrance. I then went ahead and wrapped everything up using these straight pathways to get to our different areas around the main base here. For some reason, I just prefer having these straight pathways rather than the curved ones like the ones behind me here. It is now safe to say that I can cross everything off the list. And with that, I'm now satisfied with the base and the progress that we have made. And all the areas I care about leading up to them, they actually look like they match. And I still have a legacy pathway going to the bridge. And just as a result of doing all this, the world feels complete, and I would be happy if the world was to end suddenly. I should have started doing this sooner by completing builds and not just leaving netherrack in the sky, but I'm glad it's done now, and I will continue to do this throughout this world. I might need a pathway to the sugarcane farm and from here to here, but that is fine by me. Thank you to everyone for watching and for tuning into live streams for when I did streams for this episode. Also, I'm pretty sure I know why the iron golem farm isn't working. Until next time, catch you guys later.